What up everybody, Cult Nerdy Core back in with another video. This one's going to be another collection update video. Now I know I haven't posted one of these in a while. I've kind of slowed down on terms of picking up a bunch of games at one time because I still have a stack of games that I got to get through and I don't want my backlog to build up too much. But picked up a couple games recently, so I have enough to make a video on this and let you guys know like really what I've been playing and what I've currently been picking up and what consoles I'm kind of somewhat collecting. Definitely let me know some of the games you guys picked up yourself or any games you're looking forward to coming out. Definitely always interested in hearing what you guys have to say about certain games or certain games that you're picking up and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Alright, next up is a Switch game. This is really, I think, only my 6th game for the console. If any of you watched my 2019 top 10 games I'm looking forward to, this was one of them. Fire Emblem is a game series I really got into from the Warriors, and they have like a phone mobile version of this game. My brother actually got me into this game, so I'm relatively new into the series. But I was really looking forward for this one to come out and to finally play a full-fledged Fire Emblem game. And this is a game I'm actually currently playing through at the moment. I'm probably about 12 hours into it, and so far it's really good. I'm really enjoying the story. The combat's a lot of fun. Definitely a challenging game, even on normal settings. And I'm hoping that this game continues to be great, as character development and story are probably where this game shines the most. There's a lot of different unique characters, and there's a plethora of them. There's tons of them throughout the game, and they all have very unique and different like story arcs and different like character bonding sessions and stuff like that. So it's really neat to see the interactions between all the characters. I got this game full price because I pre-ordered it, and I would highly recommend it so far. Alright, now we're getting into the PS4 games. So the first one I picked up was Far Cry New Dawn. Again, on my 2019 top 10 games that I'm looking forward to, this was one of them on there as well. This one I picked up because it finally dropped to a price I was willing to pay for it. I wasn't looking forward to paying for this full price just because I knew it was going to be a shorter game compared to Far Cry 5. This would be kind of like Far Cry 4 to Far Cry 3 type thing. It's kind of just a add-on extension to the story. And I haven't played this one yet, but I'm looking forward to getting into it. Alright, next up is MLB 19. I'm not a huge baseball fan personally. I like sports games, for those of you who follow the channel, but I usually don't pick up baseball games besides like the bigs or like the really over-the-top arcadey one, because I'm not huge into the sport of baseball itself. But I haven't played one since probably the PSP. I think that was 2008. So I figured why not give it a shot. They were on sale, I think this was $30 to $40. And this is the newest one that came out pretty recently. So far it's been pretty good. It definitely has some similarities to the older games, but they definitely polished up a lot of the games. Like the hitting system, the pitching system, and there's different styles and different ways you can do your pitches and certain batting styles, and like there's a bunch of different preferences that are new into the game. But the game modes are fun. I like the My Team mode. Again, it's a baseball game. Everybody kind of knows what these games are. Alright, next up is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, I know a lot of people when they see this game go, oh god, why'd you pick this up? I kind of did that with myself too. That's why I kind of waited for it. I bought this for $10. That's the reason I bought this. I was willing to give it a try for $10. I've heard they've updated a lot of their microtransactions, and the multiplayer is actually kind of fun. So I picked it up hoping to give it a shot. I played through the single player and all like their the little like arcadey missions or whatever. I forget what they're called. They're like strike missions or whatever. It was okay. The AI is really brain dead in this game. They kind of just charge at you, and they're one-hit and insta-kill headshots. So you basically sit there, aim at their head, and you basically win the whole game. And on the harder difficulties, they just throw more enemies at you, and they do more damage, and basically just overwhelm you while you reload. But the multiplayer is actually where this game shines. It plays a lot like a Battlefield game, mixed with kind of the point system and different unit types from a Star Wars game or the Star Wars Battlefront original games. The art style and music and sounds and the look of the game is actually amazing in this game. I really love the feel of this game, and that's one of the reasons I still enjoy playing it occasionally. It's definitely, if you're looking for a budget multiplayer game, I would actually really recommend this game. If you're looking for it for any sort of single player or story elements and stuff like that, the story's okay, it's tolerable, but the actual gameplay in the single player is definitely not worth it if you're looking for that. Alright, next up is my only PS3 pickup for this video, and that's Persona 4 J Ultimax. This is the second one in the Persona Arena series, which is a spin-off series of the Persona 4 game. This is a fighting game. It's a 2D style fighting game made by Atlas. They're known for the BlazBlue series, or I think they also made Aqua Plaza as well, if I'm not mistaken. I own the first game. It was actually in, I think, one of the earlier pickup videos, and I really enjoyed that game. The story is amazing. The characters are great. I've always loved Persona 4, mainly for the characters and the story of the game. And the fighting is really smooth and polished, just like the BlazBlue games, and I'm a big fan of the BlazBlue games. So if you're a fan of either Persona or the BlazBlue games, or just fighting games in general, I would highly recommend picking these games up. I haven't gotten into this one yet, but I'm really hoping to get into this soon. Alright, next up is a console I don't think I've actually mentioned that I've had on this channel besides briefly, which is the PSP. I do own the PSP. I have probably 10 to 15 games for it, and I was really big into it when I was a kid. Now I kind of use the Vita more, but if any of you follow the channel at all, you would know that I pepper in that I love the Hot Shot series, and they actually made a tennis game for the PSP. This is exclusive for the PSP, and I got this one as a gift actually, so I'm really hoping to get into this. I'm really hoping it's good. I haven't had to break out the PSP for a while. Alright, next up we're getting to my original Xbox pickups. I have two of them for this video. The first one is kind of a staple game for the original Xbox, which is the Jet Set Radio Future and Sega GT 2000 combo disc. So it comes with both games. They're both on the same disc. There's both manuals in there. Both games are actually pretty good. I played these a lot when I was a kid, so that's really where my knowledge of these games comes in. I haven't played them both since I got it. I played a little bit of the Sega GT, but I haven't really got into them fully. I'm waiting to complete probably Fire Emblem and Far Cry, and then I'll probably break out this. I remember Jet Set Radio being amazing. It's like a third-person rollerblading game where you kind of go around graffitiing stuff and tagging stuff, kind of fighting against like a corrupt government type thing, with some really awesome music and really unique art style, which really makes the game. And then Sega GT is a racing game, kind of like a more realistic take on a racing game. You kind of start off with like a beater car, and then you modify it, work your way, earning money, which is pretty slow to actually earn in this game, and you slowly build up your garage, and you can play races, and the more you damage your car, the more you gotta pay for your car. So it goes like a kind of RPG realistic racing simulation style of game. It's actually pretty good. I got this for like $25, so it was a pretty fair price. I'm more looking forward to playing the Jet Set Radio Future, because that's really a classic for the Xbox. Alright, next up is Leisure Suit Larry Manga Cum Laude. I guess that's how you would say it. So this is a very stupid game, but a funny game. Basically the whole point of this game, if any of you haven't heard of the Leisure Suit Larry franchise, is you basically go around trying to seduce women the whole game. Your guy's kind of a screw up in a comedic sense, where you basically get to the point where you're trying to bet all these ladies, and then he always finds some way to screw it up, which is kind of the kind of tone they go for these games. It's all about just him messing up, trying to get with chicks. It's, if you like the crude style of games and crude style of comedy, You'll definitely get a kick out of it. In terms of gameplay, it's just a bunch of little mini games. And just want to have a couple of laughs. It's worth picking up, but definitely if you're not into like nudity or crude humor and stuff like that, definitely wouldn't be a game for you. Alright, next up is Street Hoops. This will be one of two of my GameCube pickups for this video. So any of you know, I am a big fan of arcade sports games, and basketball is my favorite. It's one of my favorite to play, and I think the games, along with football, are probably the best. Street Hoops was one I had never picked up and always seen, so I was looking for it for a good price. Saw it for $8, so I figured it was a good price to jump on. So I bought it, played it a bit. I honestly am not a huge fan of it. The controls are a little janky for me, and the 5-on-5 style for this game, it kind of just seems like the court's very crowded. I don't know, I just can't really get into it. I definitely prefer either the street games or the baller games. So I'd recommend those. This one, if you're really big into the arcade sports games, you can definitely give it a shot. It might just not be my cup of tea, and it might actually be a pretty decent game. Alright, next up is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. This game's an absolute classic. I definitely recommend picking this up. Arcade skateboarding at its finest. I was really excited to get this. I already had it for the Game Boy Advance, so I was looking forward to getting it on an actual home console for like the upgraded graphics, the upgraded gameplay, like how it feels and stuff like that. And I'm really excited to break this out. I played through all of Tony Hawk 4, Pro Skater 4, so I'm hoping this will be just as good. Main thing you're looking forward to if you're ever picking up a Tony Hawk franchise game is you're looking for smooth controls, crazy combos, and some great music to go along with it. So I definitely recommend this series to anybody interested in giving skateboarding games a shot. Alright, next up is Cool Borders 2001. I went into one of the retro game stores near where I live. I was looking for Cool Borders 3 on the PS1 actually, and they had a bunch of copies, but they were all the greatest hits, which I'm not really a fan of. So I went over to the PS2, and I actually didn't know this game existed. I thought Cool Borders was just on the PS1, to be honest. When I saw it, so I was pretty interested in it actually. I've never actually played this game yet, but I'm hoping it will be good. I don't know if it's like this would be where the series like kind of went downhill, that's why it's not continued nowadays, or this will actually be like a hidden gem, because I've never heard of this. This is my first time seeing this game, so I'm hoping it'll be really good. Don't really have the highest hopes, but if it turns out to be really good, for I think the $10 that I paid for it, I'm hoping it'll be decent. Alright, and finally we got Outlaw Tennis. As I've said before, I'm kind of on a tennis kick, so basically any type of tennis game I've been picking up, and this one's kind of a stupid arcadey one. If any of you don't remember these style of games, these Outlaw games are when MTV was trying to get into the gaming scene back in like early 2000s, I'm pretty sure. So they made this Outlaw series, so there's like Outlaw Golf, Outlaw Volleyball, Outlaw Tennis, I think there's a couple others as well. It's basically, they follow these like crude like reality TV star characters, and they all kind of just, this is another stupid comedy game, but they actually have a decent playing tennis game as well in this one. The golfing games I couldn't really get into because of the controls, but this one actually plays pretty well. I definitely would recommend this to anybody like me who's for some reason gets a kick out of tennis games, or if you're in a tennis kick or feeling like picking up one. I definitely recommend this one. You can get for pretty cheap. I got this for like, I think it was $6 or something like that, in pretty good condition. So definitely if you're looking for a cheap, fun little pickup with some crude humor thrown in, this would be a game I'd recommend. Alright, there you have it. Those would be my latest pickups and additions to the collection. I'm really hoping to pick up some more Switch games actually soon, and possibly focusing on getting back on my PS3 collecting. I still don't know if I want to go for a full collection on it or not. I'll definitely keep you guys posted when I pick up stuff. And yeah, definitely let me know some games you guys are picking up, video suggestions, anything like that. Just always like to keep talking with people and talking about video games or movies or whatever. So just let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching. And remember, everybody has some nerdiness at their core.